So we're just going to go back and take a look at what was happening here. So one of the first errors we had was my text equals yes, and you see this little arrow here pointing at the equal sign, and it says invalid syntax. Syntax is what it's kind of like the language we use to put this together. If it says invalid syntax, it means we're just saying something wrong. So when I quickly went back, I found out it's because I wasn't using equal equal. Equal means change my text to whatever's here, like raw input. Equal equal means is equivalent. So if my text is equivalent to yes, that was my first mistake. So you saw when I changed that, it started up right away. It's been good looking, yes, and then I got this extra error here. So error, name my text is not defined. What happened is that means my text doesn't exist. Now these languages are case sensitive. What happened was originally it said my text without the capital T here, whereas down here I had included a capital T. All I had to do was change it, save it, and it started working right away. See? No. Wrong. See? Computer smart. Yes. Correct. Or if we put some random stuff in there, couldn't understand. Worked flawlessly. Alright. So if you're getting any errors like that or any weird errors, always check back and see what I typed and compare it. There might just be like a little key off. That is the one thing to program languages, is they're very specific. If you get one little thing wrong, it might just not work. But luckily they give you these nice little error messages and you can go back and take a look at it. So we've got our ifs and our else. Bring up that Sublime again. Let's start by going into maybe kind of a quiz. Okay? This will get us familiar with what we call while loops, but we won't get into that quite yet. So we'll start off with what is 2 plus 2? If my text is equal to 4, we're correct. I had a little question mark here. Else, we'll just change it to else. Wrong. Even remove this whole my text thing. If it's not 4, they're just blatantly wrong. Okay, so after that, our computer is going to be waiting right here. If there's nothing here, it's just going to end. How about we do another question? So we'll do print what is the capital of BC? Question mark. If my gonna go back. So we're gonna go back. My text equals raw input. So again, we're gonna ask another question and wait for someone to answer it. Wait for someone to put in text into that terminal. Go back. If my text equals is equivalent to Victoria, make sure to put that colon there, print correct. Else print else, colons here, print wrong. Okay, so when it gets to the very end here, it's just going to quit. Let's see if we can prevent it from doing that. So I'll show you what we mean by quit first. We'll save this, go back in, Python, name of your file, hit enter. What is 2 plus 2? 4. Wrong. That's probably why. Capital BC, Victoria. Correct. Okay. We had another little error there, but that's no problem. Let's set it to quotation marks. That was our problem. What it takes in here is what it considers text. When we were comparing it here, it was trying to compare text to a number. They're two different things in programming. So we'll do the text of 4. Save it. Try that again. 4. Alright, correct. Cal BC Victoria. Correct. Okay. So to prevent any program from exiting, we can always put it in something called a while loop. Say while this is true. Okay. So I can just do while 1. Nope, while true. This just means while whatever beside it is true. This could be something like while my text is equal to 4. So if ever something that isn't 4 gets entered in, this while loop will stop. So we can do while true. Just going to bump everything over, highlight everything below while true, including while true, hit tab, move it over. Making sure everything's in line in these ways, just below each other and offset, is what makes Python kind of work together. This is very important, having, say, if here and then print indented a little bit. This lets it know that it's part of the if statement. Same with while this, having everything below it indented a bit, lets you know it's part of that whole while loop. So, and at the same time, we can do at the very end say print do you want to exit question mark, and we'll give them like an option yes/no. Okay, so print that at the very end of all this, wait for the text just like before, and if my text is equivalent to exit, is equivalent to y, exit, left bracket, right bracket. This will close down the program and exit the loop. So we'll save this. There might be an error here, that's very common. You've seen that in this program. We'll go Python, the name of our file, 2 plus 2, 4, correct, capital BC, Victoria, correct. Do you want to exit? If I hit any other button but Y, say if I hit N, enter, it'll go right back to the start. You can see this here. Gets down here. If it doesn't equal Y, we'll get to the end of the while loop. The while is still true, which means the loop is still okay to keep going, so it'll bring us right back up to the top here, and it starts back over. So we can go through it again for, say Toronto. Wrong. Do you want to exit? Y. Done. So it got down here to this. Y was true. Exited. Easy. Okay. Okay. So now that we've got mostly the while loop down, the if statements, and getting text from a user, I just want to show you one last thing. Delete everything below that while true. Absolutely everything. Okay? So what's very powerful in computer programming is this while loop. I originally had it set to while true, but let's make an expression of it. Let's make a case that will stop it. So let's say we'll create above it, my text again is equal to raw input. Okay. While my text does not equal exit. That's it. Well, my text does not equal that. Exclamation equals does not equal exit. Print. Let's just print 1. That's it. That's all I want to print. 1. Okay. Let's see how this works. Go in Python lesson2.py. Type something. Give you a whole bunch of ones. Oh, that was my problem. Alright, quickly hit Control C. That'll just cut your program off no matter what kind of program it is. We'll go back. What happened there is it just kept printing 1. Because I didn't hit exit, it just kept looping back through as fast as it could. Inside here, we'll copy my text raw input and put it down here as well. There we go. That will fix it. There's a lot of back and forth when it comes to computer programming, but again, it's very simple logic. So go Python lesson2.py again, or whatever you named it. I'll type D, enter. Gave me a 1. G, gave me a 1. Nothing significant to this one, just showing us that it got inside that while loop. But what if I hit exit? Does not go back to that while loop. It's finished. It got to the top of the while loop. Go back to that thing. Got right back here to the top. It checked again if my text was not equal to exit. It was equal to exit, so this whole thing evaluated to false, and it got outside the while loop. Alright, so this is everything. This is absolutely everything your laptop is based off of, Facebook is based off of, anything in your iPhone is based off of, is while loops, if statements, else statements, and these little kind of get input from user, send something back to them. See if they said this. If they said this, say this. If they didn't say this, say this. All this kind of checking for every case of input. This is what absolutely everything is built upon, and this is what you can use to start automating your own life and making things a lot easier. Thanks again for watching, and in the summary I'm going to post a link to a couple more tutorials, some really interesting ones. I'll even show you them right now. One of them, you can go to nettutesplus.com/tutorials/the best way to learn Python. I'll put it in the description of this video again, but you can go down here. It'll give you a link to absolutely everything. A great one is called the Official Python Tutorial, and it's from the people who made Python. They know absolutely everything about this language, and you can learn to start doing things to create your own social media site if you like. You can find this here. I'll also post a link directly to this one. This is the one I learned off of. But again, thank you for watching, and stay tuned for the next video.